Hey, what's up guys? This is Astranox. It's time for the showcase of Landy in Hell Raid. So we got Devourer Arahakan as the first boss, and then we got Juleeve Council as the second boss. At the table is the first team I'm going to be using for Devourer Arahakan. I will replace Adventure Ras with Jecht for Juleeve Council. This team at the table and the one with Jecht, they both provide 39 camping morale. Very, very good. 3-star heroes with Landy. 3-star heroes that are free to play heroes, including Jecht. Very, very strong heroes. You should build them. Jecht, I mean, it's up to you. Depends which other heroes you have in your roster. It's about doubling up so Wyvern, so it's easier to deal with the poison and the damage during the split phase. But yeah, let me show you guys the stats and the gear of Landy, and then I will show you guys the stats of the other heroes, and finally we'll start doing the battles. I'll show you guys the battle result. I'll jump to the boss battles. You know, I'll give you guys like sort of like a guide tips during the battle, how I proceed, and then I'll do some trash clearing, which I will not show in the video, and then I'll show you guys the battle result for like the damage, the healing and all that for both of the bosses. But yeah, without further ado, let's do it up. Let me show you guys the stats. The really cool thing about Landy is that in Labyrinth and in raids, she provides a lot of camping morale. So I'm bringing 3-star heroes, but I could have brought some 4-star, 5-star heroes and still have gotten like 35 morale plus. A lot of teams have around 40 morale. Very cool. She's at plus 15 skill ups. And I brought Commander Lorina in there. I could have brought Mercenary Helga, but I wanted to have another damage dealer that could sort of like try to compete with her, but her stats are not as high as my Landy. Of course, Landy has some really good gear on her. And in terms of survivability, we're going to be fine. We have a good amount of defense, good health on her, and of course we have Adventure Ras with the Aureus and the defense buff. That is huge to increase your team's survivability. So Commander Lorina, quickly her stats right here, almost 11,000 health, maxed out Daydream Joker on herself, and that's gonna be, well, interesting because the bosses, right, they have a lot of health. Adventure Ras right here with the maxed out Aureus. You can do just fine with a plus 15 Aureus. You don't need to have maxed out Daydream Jokers, guys. As long as you bring it to plus 15, it's gonna be the bulk of like the damage is there, right? You don't need to max it out. It's gonna be plenty fine. And Angelic Montmorancy on Rod of Amaryllis. Jecht, an amazing hero, a 3-star hero, a free-to-play hero, and he's only 5-star. What you need to aim for is a decent amount of health and defense. Speed's important, so he can remove debuffs with his passive. I have one just potion vial, so by himself he can remove the poison debuffs during the Juleeve Council battle, which is really cool. And of course you need a 200 speed up to be able to do it by himself kind of deal. But he's got speed memory imprint, very nice, and his passive skill that up to get 100% chance. It's 80 if you don't have any skill ups. And skill 3 get the -1 turn cooldown. The continuous healing helps with the speed buff as well. And then the skill 1, don't skill it up so you don't increase the chance to decrease hit chance. So it's all good if you leave it like that. And also effectiveness. Don't have effectiveness on him so it doesn't increase his chance to land decrease hit chance debuff, which is something you don't want to apply on Juleeve Council because the boss will get a random buff, which is not good enough, and you definitely don't want to do that just to buff Landy. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Okay, so let's do some battles. Devourer Arahakan, let's do it up. We're gonna start it off with just dealing damage to everyone. It's all good. Let's get that speed buff going. Let's get that defense buff going. It's about downing the ads so then you can deal maximum damage to the boss. And this team does have defense break from Adventure Ras, so it's quite interesting. And if you don't have a hero that has a unhealable to apply on the boss, these ads can heal the boss. So the trick is you need to bring these ads at a lower health threshold than the boss because they heal the hero, the target, the monster, whatever, that has the lowest health. So that's in percentage based. So it is percentage based. So that's why you know, you can just lower one of these low HP monster and you're gonna be just fine. Now the boss still has all the buffs, so we need to wait it out. That's a good time to actually buff yourself, because the boss will attack your whole team and put a unable to be buffed debuff that you cannot remove. So it's important for you to buff up at this point. And unfortunately, I don't have the defense buff. And if it's actually hard, that's when you want to use it. If you are struggling in terms of survivability, you need to pre-buff before this happens right here. So now we can actually deal a good amount of damage to the boss. You can see here over 10,000 with Landy dealing damage based on the target's max health. You know, we have Adventure Ras with the slow, the speed down debuff, so let me just remove that. And to be honest, there's no point to buff now. So if I want, I can just soul burn and attack the boss, so I can just skill 2 as often as possible. Look at that, 26,000 damage, is crazy. Now Commander Lorina with the skill number 3, which has a high damage multiplier, 30,000, very nice. And man, this boss is taking a beating though, taking a massive beating. Now it's about working on these ads, and it's like I said, if you don't lower one of these ads' health, then you will be in trouble. So I will work on one. If you have a skill that targets everyone, aka Landy skill number 3, I wouldn't soul burn, then use those AoE attacks no matter what your team is, so you can, you know, deal damage against both. Sometimes you might be really lucky. Actually, is that called luck? That's unlucky, because if you're attacking with a damage dealer and a duo attack happens, so you're calling in your second damage dealer in, you might just take out the ad, and then if the other one is at full health, well, that's an issue. Now you saw that one of the monster did like some spray attack, and that actually healed the one monster at the lowest health threshold. So now I can take out this one that has more health and finish this one here. And sometimes you want to wait it out, you want to stabilize your team, you want to pre-buff before you take out the ad. So right now I'm just gonna attack the boss. I'm just gonna do that. I'm going to stabilize my group, and actually I can use skill number 2 because of Rod of Amaryllis. That's going to heal Landy, and now I can apply my defense buff, and Commander Lorina is actually going before the boss, so I can take out this ad. Great stuff, and everything is in order. Like, so simple. Look, it deals a lot of damage. We have defense buff, guys. Look at the health of Landy and Commander Lorina. They took quite a beating. So now we're going to go with the soul burn, skill 2 defense break. Yes, baby. Perfect. And Lorina got called because she's got a higher amount of attack compared to Landy. Okay. It's not a random ally. It's the ally with the highest attack in the group. So you have to be careful too about the ads. If you're too slow in this phase right now, you need to be worried about them attacking the boss. Here, I could just soul burn and take out the boss guaranteed, but I feel like I can do it with just skill number 3. I don't even need to soul burn, so here we go. Just giving you guys some tips, you know, along the way, so you can get like, you know, you would take the right choices when you're fighting the boss, but it's that simple. But that's because my offensive power is very high. But to simplify things, unhealable on the boss, so you don't have to worry too much. But I used this strategy before, and I had some problems because the boss would be immune to debuffs, and then you have to deal with the ad. So I feel like lowering one ad more than the health threshold of the boss, that's the way to go, because that's the monster that will receive the healing. You don't want that to happen on the boss. It's going to be too much healing. So now let me just clear some monster. I'm going to finish this run, and I'll show you guys the damage breakdown. Let's quickly camp with the team Very good. Plus 39 camping morale. Very easy. It's both of the topics with Angelic Montmorancy. And I mean, this team, so easy to get. The synergy between all these heroes is just insane. And I mean, Landy is definitely providing us with a lot of damage, and she's got an AoE attack, which is great if you're fighting a boss that has, you know, buff or buffs throughout the fight. It's gonna make things so much easier. She's just gonna be able to cycle so fast. So I was able to kill some mini bosses, some elite monsters, and now I'm just going to leave here and we can see the battle results. And what did I get? Okay, we'll see how that rolls. Okay, so battle results. Landy, yeah, she dealt quite a bit of damage, and it's time for Juleeve Council. She doesn't have any debuff, so that's just perfect. That's what you want in Juleeve Council. But yeah, her damage, it's to be expected. She's got an attack that hits everyone, an AoE attack. Commander Lorina doesn't have that, and her gear is better than Lorina. Now's the time for Juleeve Council. Okay, so pay attention to how amazing Jecht is to keep the poison debuff in check. So here, I'm going to buff with this. I'm keeping the skill 3, you know, to deal with these ads. And here, I don't even need to heal with Angelic Montmorancy. I'm just gonna keep my damaging skills, the hard-hitting ones, for the split phase, because that's the big rush. And I just want to show you guys how to do this boss properly, because if you're going all out during this phase, which is not dangerous at all, because Jecht can just heal through it kind of with the, you know, continuous healing. Just notice, like, Angelic Montmorancy, what is she even doing right now? She's there for the split phase. That is when we need her the most. The burst healing, the constant stream of heal from Angelic Montmorancy will be very, it is invaluable during the split phase, especially if your gear level is lower. She, by the way, guys, she heals based on the ally's maximum health. So if you have her with a very tanky hero, she's going to heal for a ton with Rod of Amaryllis artifact as well. So I want to keep those skills, skill 2 and 3 of her, to deal with the split phase. So especially if your gear level is low, you're going to be struggling in there. And you keep your souls to soul burn her skill 3 if you need some big burst healing as well. So where was the poison debuff? It was controlled, completely controlled. And if I use skill number 3, it will go to waste. I'll just show you guys. I'll just show you how the dispelling happens. Look at this. It's gone. The continuous healing is already gone. Like, it's very crazy how these ads just constantly remove, you know, your buffs. And it's not even, I think it's like an area effect happening. It's an area effect, and it's really rough. Oh, I forgot about that. We actually lose souls during the split phase. My god, it like it wasn't enough already. Like I was talking about soul burning her skill number 3 of Angelic Montmorancy. Well, you can't even do that unless, well, I guess we could sort of keep up. It really depends on the amount of speed that you have in your group. So it's about luck here, who you will be able to, you know, down first. And that's really unfortunate, man. When it comes down to healing during the split phase, you have to just heal whatever. Like, even if you feel like it's not a good opportunity right now, unless you're like maxed out on health, that you should constantly heal. Even if you're like, oh man, I'm gonna put my skill on cooldown, I'm gonna be struggling, maybe I wanna wait until I have a lower amount of health. Well, if you're not near full, then you should probably use your skills to heal up. Like, you can see the damage is definitely like stacking up here. It's very, very dangerous. And to be honest, like, I wonder if I was using something like a different artifact on Jecht, like some like Shimaja staff to increase the green numbers throughout the whole party, then maybe that would be better. And here, it, like, you can see how clutch it is. It's actually quite scary. and we might end up dying because of that. So something that you could do is make sure you're topped off when you are, before you go in this fight, you know, before the split. So you could use the skill 3 of Angelic Montmorancy before you get in there in the split phase, and that's gonna be better for you because you're gonna make sure your whole group is topped off. And you know what? We have the speed buff already. Let's just skill 1, doesn't matter. Just make sure you go in there with full health. If you have the immunity, well, it's gonna get removed anyways, so it's really unfortunate. Like if you have a 5-star artifact like Touch of Ricos, that is actually very, very powerful because you're gonna just heal the whole team. And you can see now the poison is we don't have that in check. We need a few turns on Jecht to make it happen, I think. So now there's 3 debuffs, but you know, Angelic takes care of it, and now Jecht will be able to just take over and just take care of those debuffs as soon as they show up. Every time he goes, it's gonna be completely controlled. So we got unlucky in the split phase, and that was dangerous. That was really dangerous. And I forgot about the soul removal of these. You can see now, I'm going to lose my souls really soon. So now this gives me like 3 souls, her skill number 3. The damage is decent. You know, you can't rely on attack buff in here. 11.6k, that's pretty solid. Her skills are on cooldown. I can't even soul burn skill 3 just yet. So that's an issue as well. That's definitely an issue. And you know, if you want to build your souls, you just have to sometimes do things like that. We're gonna be losing, but we still have the speed, you know, buff at least. So you're gonna have to wait until the next area effect to happen, which happened, like, it's already happening. It's already happening. It's crazy. This battle, man, it's really crazy. Now we still have over 20 souls, and oh my, it's like just on the mark. Soul burn finally. So using this as fast as possible before you lose your souls is actually important. When you're relying on free heroes, now just don't wait, just do it. If you're relying on free heroes, it might be harder. It definitely might be harder. And I mean, just takes care of those poison. If let's say you have a Katas, Fire Katas, you can just bring her in here. She's gonna be able to heal and clear those poison effects. But I wanted to have 3 heroes in the team that are free to play, just so you guys have an idea of how Landy works. Let's say like Landy is like your first, you know, hero, 5-star limited, something like that. You started the game not too long ago, then there you go. You can just build these other heroes and do just fine. The gear level will be higher. I should probably use the skill 3 now. The gear level is going to be, you know, higher when it comes down to using 3-star heroes, free to play heroes, but it's not that much, not that much. And like I said, like, don't rely on buffs in here. It's gonna be so rough for you. Like, even bringing like 5-star ISO Weaver DN in here is not even gonna work for you because that attack buff's going away, that barrier is gonna go away. It's not gonna work properly. So, you know, when you have a hero like Angelic Montmorancy that can do so much, that heal for so much, that's what you bring in here, man. Yeah, I mean, there are other options in terms of Soul Weaver. There's a lot of options. You could just bring this Tina as well. Angelica, she's going to be losing her immunity for the whole team very fast during the split. She's going to lose the barrier, the immunity is going to be gone. But she still provides a lot of healing. Per turn. You know, her skill 2 heals for so much. And Jecht, if you bring him in here, let's say with Angelica, but you should probably be bringing Angelic Montmorancy, but you can do it. Like, he can keep the poison in check. Maybe you have one just potion vial on Jecht and on Angelica. if you get unlucky or something like that. But now I'm gonna go and clear some monsters, and I'll show you guys the battle result. So like how much damage, you know, Landy versus Commander Lorina, give you guys an idea of how they perform, and like the green numbers, the healing as well of this group. Oh boy, we had some casualties in this one. So Commander Lorina went down. I was autoing, I was careless. She went down. I had to wait until, you know, the team wipes out. I brought her back. We continue pushing, and then I hit this other mini boss that is fire, and there was like quite a few fire monsters, mini bosses, and that was an issue. Landy is earth, and yeah, I mean, the boss was like just like one-shotting, like Jecht, and then it's like Landy one shot. But yeah, let's just check the battle result real quick here. Got this. Ooh. Okay, that's pretty nice, right? Let's see how it rolls later on. And the battle result is, of course, like Commander Lorina just took a beating, right? She was gone for like 3 battles or something like that. But you can see Landy just carrying with the damage, the skill 3 AoE attack. There were some buffs during the trash battle, so she was able to get some fighting spirit. She was able to cycle, use her skill 3 more often. But overall, like, her performance was amazing. She's doing so much damage. Commander Lorina is amazing as well. Commander Lorina, if you don't know, guys, she does get 15% stacks 5 times. She gets 75% attack increase when her passive is stacked up. Landy is 50%. Hence why she was getting called in duo attacks versus Devourer Arahakan. You know, Adventure Ras, he was calling Commander Lorina later on in the battle when her attack was higher than Landy. But yeah, I mean, Landy doing very good. I love the fact that she doesn't have any debuff in her skill, so she can be super helpful in like Juleeve Council. She can be very good in the Abyss. There's a lot of floors where you don't want to have debuffs applied. She's Earth, so that's an issue versus Fire, but overall, man, like, she's doing very well in PvE content. I'll try to make her work in PvP, but so far I'm really liking her performance. Let us know what you think about Landy in the comment section, but that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Press the bell icon if you'd like to be notified whenever I release a new video, and check out my other videos. They should be showing up on the screen now. I got a lot of playlists under my channel, a lot of knowledge to be had, so go check it out. And I got a second YouTube channel for Epic 7, Astranox Gameplay. Check it out, it's on the screen now. But that's really it for this one. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.